Jonah went down and he preached an end to them upon the mountain. Old Jonah prayed. God looked down and saw Jonah suffering. God sent a Gourdvine to give him a shake. Well, Jonah let up because he got lazy. He forgot that he had to pray. Then at night old Jonah was sleeping. God sent a worm and eat the Gourdvine away. We've got a lot of preachers and a lot of good pastors that the church has given them a salary. Works just like old Jonah's Gourdvine gives a preacher a little bit of ease. Some preachers ease up and they won't preach a gospel, afraid that the members might get hurt. Vote him out and get another pastor, and the poor old preacher goes back to work. Come out from and under that Gourdvine, preacher, tell his people what they gotta do. When you preach, you better preach a gospel, brother, you'll stand in the judgment too. Now don't you let up, just preach it like it's written, and remember that vow to God you made. Come out from and under that Gourdvine, preacher, God will send a worm and eat your Gourdvine away. Back in the early churches you can see the sisters coming with their long sleeve dresses just to drag in the ground. God began to bless it and they'd start shouting, their big long lovely hair come down. But now they come with their shoulders naked or an awful tight fitting dress. They want you to know just what they look like and you won't need no second guess. They preached it straight, I can well remember, 'cause it's only been a few years ago. Preacher told his members right from the pulpit, Christian people didn't go to the show. Well, Satan went to work and they made a television and the preacher got one. Then real soon, wasn't none of his members that went to the movies. They watching movies in their living room. Come out from and under that Gourdvine, preacher, tell his people what they gotta do. When you preach, you better preach a gospel, brother, you'll stand in the judgment too. Now don't you let up, just preach it like it's written, and remember that vow to God you made. Come out from and under that Gourdvine, preacher, God will send a worm and eat your Gourdvine away. We see a lot of women that comes in the churches with their hair cut off up above their ear. They kneel down and try to talk to Jesus, but in their eyes there's not a tear. Well, they may have asked a preacher if it's wrong to cut it, and he might have said, well, guess they ain't too wrong. This old preacher would have stuck to his gospel, his sister's hair might have still gone long. Come out from and under that Gourdvine, preacher, tell his people what they gotta do. When you preach, you better preach a gospel, brother, you'll stand in the judgment too. Don't you let up, just preach it like it's written, and remember that vow to God you made. Come out from and under that Gourdvine, preacher, God will send a